Hey guys, it's Hannah. Today I'm going to be taking you through a completed house tour of my townhouse. So this is a townhouse we moved into 7 years ago, and I think this video is really going to inspire you to think about how you can personalize your home slowly over time to make it more personal and less builder grade. The best part is that all these projects I did were all on a really small budget and literally involved no demolition. These were just aesthetic changes that I made because I didn't want to have to renovate when I had 3 small kids in my house. Welcome to my home. I live in a split level home, so when you enter the townhouse, you can either go down or you can go up. So the landing here is actually where everyone always ends up, whether you're coming or going. And I really wanted my entryway to be one of those like wow features, so I brainstormed for so long what would make it like that. And I ended up going with this really simple design. It's just a grid design, but this is a 1x4 and this is like this really ornate kind of molding. And I built this entire accent wall while I was pregnant. So no, I don't recommend this to everyone, but I really loved it. One thing I wanted to do was take it all the way to the ceiling, but I never got the scaffolding to do that. But I ended up making it end at the same line as the railing, so it looks really continuous and intentional, but it was actually just a really lucky fluke. Let's head upstairs to the main level of my home, which is where we spend most of our time. Let's head over to the kitchen living room combination. If the builder gives you an option to add additional pantry space, do it. So in our home, this was actually not included. This was actually supposed to be like a little breakfast nook, but as you can see, the wall is actually indented. So we actually asked the builder to add these cabinets, and I love that we did that because they are seamless with the rest of the cabinets in the kitchen. Otherwise, if I tried to do it on my own, the cabinets would look different. And so this is where we really house a lot of our plates, dishware. You know, we've got overflow pantry items. It just adds so much storage. I honestly don't know what we would do without it. This little microwave built in was an upgrade through our builder, but I'm so glad we did it because otherwise this would just be like a microwave sitting in a cabinet box. But having the trim kit, you know, kind of completes it and makes it look like it's supposed to be there. I actually have done so many cool upgrades in this kitchen myself that have just made it so much more functional. So one thing that I've done is I actually converted this, which is just, it used to be just shelves, into this kind of custom pantry. I added, these are actually IKEA Pax drawers, so they slide out. I added this middle shelf. So I have a tutorial for all these projects, right? But it adds a lot of storage, and this is one of my favorite parts. So this rolling spice cabinet is one of my favorite things that I've ever built. I would definitely recommend building this to anyone. When I was growing up, these pull-out garbages honestly signified rich people. But this is a kit you can buy for about $100 and install it yourself. And I think that it's so much better than having your garbage can sitting out on the side of your island. Right off the kitchen is a walkout deck. So this is a deck that we had built after we had moved into the house, and it's 20 feet wide, which is the width of the townhouse, by 10 feet deep. If I had to do it again, I would have added another 10 feet to make it really great for entertaining. My favorite aspect about this home is actually how the kitchen and living room flow together. I really wanted to have that open concept space because we have small kids and I want to be able to watch them when they're playing. This living room did not have a fireplace, but I absolutely felt like it needed one. I think a fireplace just adds a really cozy element to any space, so I bought an electric fireplace and built a simple frame around it. And this is something anyone can do, and you don't need any fancy electrical. It simply plugs into the wall. As you can see, I love a good feature door, and I painted a lot of my doors either black or green, but this door has something a little bit special to it, and this is a chevron pattern door, and behind it is actually a pantry. So I thought this was just a fun way to make a door pop in this hallway. I kept the dining room pretty minimal, but it's got beautiful sunlight, which is perfect for my big fig tree. One of the easiest ways that you can really enhance any space is with a large round mirror. So this is an oversized round mirror that I hung up. I haven't done any accent walls in this space. I don't think every single room in your house needs them, but you want to keep continuity. So I've got a gold light fixture, which I really love, and a round mirror, but it fits with the whole kind of modern vibe that I have in this house. As we go upstairs to the bedroom, you'll notice that I have kept the same flooring throughout the entire house. I really want to have that continuity and have as little tile as possible. This is great for cleaning and for allergies too. One overlooked element in a home is the hallway, and this is a very small hallway, but there are so many doors on it, so I really wanted to make it pop. So I painted the doors this kind of blue-green color, and then I changed out the hardware. So I've got 3 bedrooms upstairs. Here's the main bedroom. Here in the master bedroom, I kept it pretty simple. I added this design to the wall, and this is similar to, again, the design in my living room. And I really think the focal of this room is this oversized headboard. I love that it is so tall. So if you really want to create height in your room, think about those tall elements. So in this case, it would be this headboard. It's also the trim molding. I added this sconce. So these are not hardwired. They are just really aesthetic, and I think that's fine. You can have aesthetic things in your home that aren't functional, right? We're in my master bathroom, which honestly, I did very little to. In this master bathroom, all I did was add trim to this large mirror. So this is actually a bathroom that is supposed to have a double vanity, but we didn't upgrade with the builder. It was just not in our budget at the time. And then I never did it after. And I just knew this mirror was too big for us to take down on our own safely. So instead of removing it, I framed it out to look a little bit cooler. And then the other thing you can do in a bathroom, if you're gonna do nothing at all, is just hang your shower curtain as high as you can, and that will draw the eye up and make the space look so much taller. This is my boys' room, and no doubt this is the hardest working room in our house. So my 2 boys stay in this room, and it is a 10 by 10 room, so it's really small. So I took an IKEA Midel bunk bed and I hacked that to make it look much more high-end and custom. This is a Midel bunk bed, and I added this beadboard and moved the ladder to the other side, and it makes it look like a custom built-in bed. And then I took the IKEA Alex Stores and Kallax units and made this really cool built-in desk for them. Now, I thought it would be a homework station, but most of the time, it just ends up being where my kids love to trade their Pokemon cards. I also had this really random nook that the builder created, and I could never understand what it was for. But by coincidence, a Billy bookcase almost fit perfectly, so I took the lower unit of the Billy and I made it look built-in and added some floating shelves. So here we can put some of their decorative items, some frames, and in here it houses all their Dogman books. So one thing I really want to show you from this room is that you can really create something really functional and beautiful if you really just think about how you can use the vertical space in a room. So this room is really all about the vertical space. The other thing is that I've used this pewter green that I also used in my downstairs hallway and in my washroom. So carrying through those same colors will help you bring continuity into your home. I also took out the doors of this closet because if I had kept them in here, they would have hit the desk every time. This bedroom is one of the last spaces I made over, and I really want to keep it very simple in this room. It is a really small 10 by 10 room with a double bed, so there's not a lot of space for design elements. I created a really simple accent wall on this back wall, and it's just like a white grid on white, and I was inspired by Studio McGee in this room, and I think that it's just nice because it's a very simple room. I changed out the light fixture, which I do in every single room, of course, and it's just like a really nice, cute little room that I made over on a very small budget. So in this space, I've used a board and batten in the same color as my downstairs hallway. And I think that it really just helps to make this one small bathroom very, very interesting because there's no windows in here. And again, it just helps that continuity because I've got the board and batten downstairs and I've got this up here and it's in the same color. Now, one thing I love about this bathroom is this arched mirror. So arches are really on trend. And this is just something so easy to do. You pull off your Build-A-Rid mirror and you hang a new mirror and it just makes your bathroom look like it's actually custom. And while you're changing the bathroom mirror, don't forget to change the vanity light too. Let's take a walk downstairs to my basement level. I really love these tiles that I picked. So these are 18-inch tiles. I wish that the builder had actually laid them so that there was one big tile in the middle and 2 on the side, so it looked like a border, but I didn't think of it at the time. But I also went with this kind of matte marble tile instead of the glossy because I feel like this is a lot more modern and it's a lot easier to actually keep clean as well. I know you're probably gonna be like, Hannah, not every project can be your favorite, but I honestly feel like every project in this home I love so much. So this is my green hallway. It's a long hallway that leads into our basement kind of lounge space. And I just did this board and batten, and the best thing I did to this board and batten was add this really decorative trim. And so this is the same molding that I have used in my entryway and also in the living room. So to make your house look cohesive, use the same type of design elements, whether it's color, trim, hardware finishes, right? Those are the things that are gonna make your house look really put together. Initially, when I did this hallway, I left this door white and it just stuck out like a sore thumb. So after about a year, I decided that I would paint it, and it was honestly the best decision because now this whole hallway flows so much better together. This is my very first project that I ever did in this house. This IKEA built-in. These are Billy bookcases here at the bottom. This is the vertical ones on the two sides. And I kid you not, this project took me and my husband together like 3 months to complete. And we literally completed it like the week before my second son was born. But I think that this is just one of those things where it adds a great focal space. But what's really, really important is that it hides all my kids' toys. So we wanted to have an area where the kids could stash all their stuff so that we weren't always looking at their mess. And I didn't want it to be one of those like cutesy kids kind of, you know, storage systems. I want it to look really sophisticated. I also ended up adding these wood shelves and swapping these ones out. And I think that just adds some more wood elements because in a space you want to have like different colors, but also different elements of like wood or metallic as well. If we take a look up, we will see this shiplap ceiling that I did a few years ago. When we purchased our house initially, the builder said that we could remove the shiplap ceiling. It would be $3,000 a level. It was not in our budget by any means. We were just starting out our careers. We had kids, I was on maternity leave. So we just said, okay, well, obviously it's not in the budget, but the shiplap ceiling really helped to cover up the popcorn in here. And the reason why it was so obvious in here is because we've almost got like this sunken in ceiling. So it just always felt really awkward to me. So the shiplap ceiling was something honestly pretty easy and budget friendly to do. Cost $300. If you don't mind having a sore neck for a few days, it's such a great way to cover up your popcorn ceiling. This geometric door that I did leads into the bathroom, which is one of my most popular projects. I absolutely love how moody and dark it is. There's no windows in this bathroom, but I don't mind. I put up this really inexpensive peel and stick wallpaper and made this bathroom really dramatic. Behind me here is my office space, and this is a little bit of an eclectic, fun office, but I always felt like an office space shouldn't be like boring. It should breathe some life into whatever you're doing. This is a peel and stick wallpaper, and this was the first peel and stick wallpaper I did. This is actually from Spoonflower, and it's a very heavy, thick canvas. I think that the print is just so much fun, and I wanted to bring some elements of whimsy onto this wall, which is why I painted this half arch and circle as well. When you think about lighting in your space, think about the different types of light fixtures you'll have and also how they can flow together. So these are actually two different brand light fixtures, this one in my office space and then this one in our flex area, but the shape of the bowl is very similar, which is why they work so well together. The desk system itself is actually just IKEA. Guys, you will see that I have used so many IKEA pieces that don't even look like IKEA in this house. So this is just an Alex drawer with like a countertop that we placed on top because I have this really, really long station. I also have my walking pad here most of the time as well. I cleaned it up for this video. But I really, initially when we built this workstation, we thought that both my husband and I would work down here, and we found that that just wasn't gonna vibe. Like we weren't gonna be able to do that. So this became my workstation. So as we step outside, you will see that I actually have a walkout basement. So we had this part underneath our deck finished because it was just honestly a muddy mess. Once we got the deck built, it didn't really grow that well. So that's why we had this finished, the stone. And we had the stones done at the same time that we got the fence installed. Now, this play structure is definitely one of my favorite things that I've ever built. I mean, I built this for my kids and I built it during COVID. If you remember, it was so weird. parks were closed. Like, you were not allowed to go to the park. So I built this for my kids, and on one side we've got the slide, we've got the ice cream shop, and on the other side we've got a rock climbing wall, which my kids absolutely love. We've also just hosted so many birthdays out here because I think this combination of having the stone with the play structure has really been great for both adults and for kids. So we usually host here, we'll set up the table and the food, and the kids just play there. And I think that it's summertime, so I gotta have another one of those parties. So thanks so much for tuning in to my home tour. I hope you loved it so much. And I have some big news to share. I'm actually moving to a new home, and it is gonna be a total fixer-upper. It is a 20-year-old home, and I'm so excited to share the journey with you because we're gonna do a lot of budget DIYs to start with.